Ahoy! Welcome to Darktide.
You're a simp.
A hack and slash, whack and bash, shoot and crash, get that cash, catch 'em crabs. Wait, what? Set in the Warhammer 40k universe. Think Left 4 Dead,
They jumping me! They jumping me!
but in a more depressing, war-torn, and religiously oppressive place imaginable.
Tampa, Florida.
It takes place on the planet Atoma in the high city of Turtwig, which has become overpopulated, overpolluted, and where the locals are more than overly friendly to talk to. The planet has been taken over by the forces of Nurgle, the chaos god of Reddit. Ow! And the denizens of Atoma have been either corrupted, transformed, or turned traitor. And now it's your job to fix it. In Darktide, instead of playing as a badass space marine that we're also used to playing as, you play as a prisoner, a normal-ass guy or girl caught doing something less than Imperial improved. Maybe you had a rogue thought. Maybe you looked at a commissar funny. Maybe you forgot to sign your CO1 permit. Point is, you're a normal-ass guy or girl, thus you're expendable. But luckily, you're expendable with a knife and a big iron. And the Inquisition loved expendable people with big hearts, big irons, and big British tendencies. Prepare to choose your class and craft your perfect reject. The veteran sharpshooter, the rough and tough, seasoned soldier of the Astra Militarum. This is the perfect class for players who love shooting. If you're a fan of playing the everyday normal-ass person in the galaxy full of wield unique weapons like the Hellbore rifle, the plasma gun, the shovel, the Horde clear favorite, the Power Sword, with abilities like Executioner Stance, the Wall Hacks, that highlight shooters, gunners, elites, and specials, the Voice of Command, the Wannabe Commissar, support focus that uses the power of to push back enemies and help your teammates, Infiltrate, the Spy, go invisible and sneak past enemies. Grenades for veterans are the classic frag grenade, the anti-armor crack grenade, and the vape smoke grenade. The zealot preacher, the fanatical disciple that embodies the fervor of the imperial faith. The veteran, but melee focus. If you like running at super fast speeds while screaming about the Emperor, while using weapons like the Thunderhammer, the Relic Blade, the Eviscerator, and the Flamethrower. Use abilities like Fury of the Faithful, dash forward to smite a heretic with a guaranteed critical hit. Chorus of Spiritual Fortitude, wave the Holy Relic to stagger enemies and buff your teammates. Shroud Field, the Holy Ghost, spread the word of the Emperor in the shadows, dealing massive damage, especially backstabs. Throw grenades like the Flashbang, the Friendly Fire, or a knife. The Psyker, a psychic individual who can warp the powers of the warp to obliterate the minds of the enemy. The warp is hell itself, and you can bend it to your will. I'll bet if you can control it. Use your blessed or cursed powers and use staves like the Flame Staff, the Electric Staff, the Ball of Warp Staff. Unleash your powers like Venting Shriek, the Psychic Shout to push back enemies, Telekine Shield, the Psychic Shield to block projectiles, Shrier's Gaze, the Psychic Gaze to increase your damage. Instead of grenades, use your other powers like filling the heads of the enemies until their heads, the 20+ ukuleles that last forever, or unleash your inner white girl and use your colored rocks. The Ogryn Skullbreaker, the big, the strong, the best class. They're all about being the biggest target and smashing enemies with brute force or a barrage of lead. Use very conventional weapons like pipes, pickaxes, sword and board, or a very big shovel. And very big guns. Protect your little Umis with abilities like Indomitable, the Pain Train, make a path and knock down enemies. Loyal Protector, force enemies to target you. Point Blank Barrage, put the switch on your gun to O-block mode to increase your fire rate and damage. Throw grenades like a box with regular grenades. A grenade, but Ogryn size. Or rock. The rock is the best one.
What the dog do?
Now that you picked your class, it is time to grind it, master it, love it, and earn 1% of your freedom. The gameplay loop of Darktide is pretty straightforward. You select a mission, gather your team of autists, and fight your way through hordes of enemies. Completing objectives like scanning objects, stealing from the heretics, stealing drugs, standing in one area and kill, stabbing eyes, assassinate a named boss, fear the threats to Atoma like Torbjorn Shigor, Sigurd Dickot, Pierre Nag, and Daniel. Oh no, it's Daniel Gas. Stopping a train. Oh, this reminds me of something. And killing those weird siblings. You will battle through claustrophobic corridors, sandy, dark hallways, cold, tight rooms, and hot, small walkways swarming with dogs, and industrial complexes that look like they haven't been cleaned in a very long time. Industrial complex, I find it quite easy. After completing a mission, you will gain money and experience to level up yourself and your masteries. Rank up and use a wider range of weapons ranging from the simple knife to the power sword, the simple pipe to the huge pickaxe, the last pistol to the last rifle. Throughout the video, you've probably been thinking, is that a axe? Well, to answer your question, no. It's actually the pickaxe, but I'm using the weapon customization mod that allows you to change the look of a weapon to something cooler or wackier. Do you want to make your knife bigger? Go ahead. Do you want to make your gun bigger? Go ahead. Do you want to make your melee weapon something else entirely?
Only a spoonful.
The mod also adds some quality of life attachments like scopes of varying zoom levels, finally allowing you to make an actual sniper rifle. Despite Darktide's very entertaining gameplay loop, it's not just about the mindless shooting, the endless slash and whacking. You need to work as a team. Especially in harder game modes, Heroic Maelstrom, with modifiers like whoops, all But if that is still too easy for you, then try Havoc, an endgame mode with modifiers that will indeed put you and your builds, your knowledge of the game mechanics, and the coordination of your team to the utmost tests. Use your abilities wisely. Be sure to cover each other's backs and get rid of those shooters and bombers. Air denial is a bitch in Havoc. Winning a Havoc mission increases your Havoc level, which can reward you with resources and cosmetics. Other reward-based system is penance, which is just achievements but offer cosmetics, frames, and other goods. A game that started with a crappy, shitty, and terrible launch, so barely cooked the meat was still mooing, but has slowly been getting better and better, with more to come soon. If you like Warhammer and the 4 dudes against abominations, you will love the atmosphere and sheer brutality of the combat. And of course, it's always a blast to play with friends. Don't just take my word for it, hear what other people like about Warhammer 40k Darktide. Funny voice lines, peak music, and great gameplay. What's not to love? It's silly. Now you're asking the right questions. That's not an answer, you stupid dumb Yes. Game good. Me Ogryn now. Honestly, love this game. It's very satisfying mashing up hordes of fools with a myriad of different weapons. For the Emperor! Thanks for watching. Comment down below your favorite NPC and why. And as always, press the buttons that make me feel good. And I'll see you next time.